the Accra Metropolitan Assembly has warned advertisers to secure the necessary permits before mounting billboards in any part of the capital. A task force from the Assembly, together with some members of the Advertising Association of Ghana, Sunday, demolished unauthorized billboards in part of the metropolis.
The entire Ring Road stretch was the focus of the demolition exercise, which began Sunday morning. Some of the billboards have been mounted here for over a year without permit. According to the Advertising Association of Ghana, over 200 illegal billboards were spotted within Accra Metropolis in 2017. Executive Director of the association, Francis Dadzi, says the association has not taken any action all this while owing to the lack of political will.
AAG cannot take action because it has to take action in collaboration with the Assembly, which by the Assemblies Act has the mandate as a planning authority. So they determine this. So we can only collaborate with them. So now they want to collaborate with us. That is why we have brought cranes and other things to support them. The previous Assembly, they didn't want to see us. For it, they didn't want to see us because they had an individual who was an all-in-all.
Chief Executive of Accra, Mohammed Ejei-Sowa, says there is a new policy guideline on outdoor advertising which was validated last year with all stakeholders involved. The guidelines, according to him, had input from the Engineers Association, Urban Roads and Ghana Standards Authority. The Accra mayor explained, pulling down the billboard, it's not only to keep the city clean, but also to ensure the safety of road users.
We see a lot of banners that are in town that are illegally hanged, especially the tertiary institutions, Legon mature students, Knoxford, Wisconsin, Winneba, something Adlaw, all of them. And they do it deliberately. We are removing it now and to caution them that anytime we see your banner or billboard, the law will catch up with you.
He added that the process of acquiring a permit is spelled out clearly in the new guidelines, noting their determination to enforce the law. The exercise is expected to continue throughout the week ahead of the National Sanitation Day on Saturday.
Right, massive work out there in town. Mr. Francis Dadzi is Executive Director of Advertising Association of Ghana. Francis is here with me in the studio. Francis, good evening. Good evening. And it's good to see you. I saw you working, on the road, pulling down advertising boards. Right, why this time? And why are you going with AMA to pull down this billboard? What is the reason behind this action?
This action, I think that we are the stakeholders and professional association of advertising practitioners in the country. And for the past 17 or so years, we've been trying to get some level of sanity into our industry and our business. Unfortunately for us, we have a mayor who is a pragmatic, professional, forward-looking one, who had engaged us over a period of more than 6 months to see how best we can sanitize this industry. Albeit there are people, and anytime there are changes in the schedule officers at the assemblies, they bring in new people who have next to no knowledge on how to manage some of these things. And so it's always important to always engage them. And so for him, he set out an agenda that he wanted to streamline the processes, he wanted to make it transparent, and so therefore he asked that we should put in on paper procedure where everybody can be able to take part.
Seeing you on the field, pulling down some of the boards yourself, will mean that you wrote letters, give them notices, and they refuse to go by, your warnings. Was that the case?
We set out press releases published in all the media houses.
Do you have some of them here?
Yes, I have on the press release where we indicated. In fact, the press release even said that we're going to start this on the 16th of January.
So which is long past?
Which is long past, which we indicated that we're going to remove unauthorized billboards, those that are cluttered at junctions and intersections. We also indicated our median signs. We also indicated dilapidated signs, which was making the city unsightly, and then the monitoring public, those that have been put on pedestrian walkways and other things. So, in fact, billboards are supposed to beautify the city. They add to the aesthetics when it's done properly and professionally, properly spaced and things like that. The essence of a billboard is visibility and exposure. There is no point in cluttering a place. When you see clutter, it means there are more than 6-7 boards at the same junction. It's called visual pollution.
So as professionals, why do you allow that kind of clutter before you go after them? And in fact, seeing you on the field actually meant that they've made your work difficult, Francis.
More than difficult, because they are charlatans, fly-by-night people.
Those are strong words, aren't they?
I mean my word. I've been here for 17 years trying to do this course, and you know that.
Right.
I didn't start today.
So back to my question. Why do you allow them to put so many billboards at one place, then you start going after them?
They do it under the cover of darkness. They do it on public holidays. They do it at the weekends. They do it as and when, I mean, at the blind side of the authorities. You understand?
But so you have people in town. You see them when they begin to gather, grow with the numbers, begin to change when they grow. You see it, don't you?
You see, because the new chief executive was new in the system, he was trying to put in place his processes and try to engage people. And he has said it time and again that, look, we are not giving permits, we're going through a certain process. People should wait. Others flout that directives blatantly, believing that he's a toothless bulldog. But he's a very quiet, gentle chief executive. He doesn't go out but he bids his time, he gives you the opportunity, and then he takes action. And then when he takes actions, they are decisive to the point. Today, it is not me. He, as a chief executive of the city, from 8 a.m., from Dankwa Circle, all the stretch on foot with us. So he was involved in the action.
Nevertheless, that's a good exercise. Francis, we also noticed that malams, churches, the educational institutions and so on, these things, do they also have expiry dates? Because, you know, they come around December talking about crossing over. The malams have been there. The institutions, I don't know if those ones have expiry dates. What explanation can you give?
They do not have permits.
Who doesn't have?
All of them do not have permits.
Oh, okay.
So what
and you allow them?
What happens is that when it gets to those, they are supposed to go and rent from existing advertising companies who have empty boards available. There are some who have, that's their business, their core business, advertising companies, so they'll put up these structures available for rent. Is that like putting up a building, looking for somebody to rent? But those who go on their own to place these banners and things in town are illegal and unauthorized. And so therefore, going forward, there are some posters that are put around bridges and other things defacing the city. Look, let me put this opportunity to tell our religious leaders that they must show leadership. You cannot deface the city because of your crusade or program that is coming and expect the city authority to go and clean up. So we are telling them that we're sending a note that henceforth they are going to be hauled before the sanitation court to answer for defacing the cities.
Do you have enough men to, you know, to be watching the spaces that you have?
So we are going to give us numbers. We have a number that everybody, including your good self, when you see anybody fixing a billboard or a poster under the cover of darkness on the weekend.
How will I know it's under the cover of darkness?
Because it's at 6 p.m. Because you're not supposed to do it under the watch and supervision of the assembly authority, the engineers. So the engineer doesn't work after 5 o'clock.
You haven't told me you will pay me for doing that, Francis.
I am asking you to do that as a good citizen, and the fact that you are supposed to educate the public as a media outlet and a journalist of your caliber. I have known you for so many years, and you are forthright. And I'm telling you that let us fight this crusade with the assemblies. And I'm saying it out to all other assemblies. Come and join to us, the media, just like we did for Galamsey and other things. Let us fight. This is our fight. This is our cities. This is our future. Let us protect our environment.
Okay, so the crusade, here we go. Francis, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll be watching to see who will come up in the spaces that Francis and his Advertising Association of Ghana, along with the AMA, have created for us. We need a beautiful city. Right.